Okay, hello students, welcome back to the simplest numerology course, and we are learning Vedic Numerology. So we've gone through the core numbers, the compatibility, which planet is friend to which planet does not like which planet, and all those things. So we will be using that in the next section where we try and apply it to a few of the numbers. So we'll see some case studies, but before that, we will try and understand what are remedies, right? So very importantly, remedies are not solutions. Remedies are not cures. They are not, you use a remedy not because there is something wrong. And it is not a magical thing or a ritualistic thing. It's not magic, right? It is not magic. It is not used because something is wrong. And they are not cures, right? It is just a simple lifestyle practice that helps balance the qualities of a ruling planet. That is something that you need to understand in a very simple way. Okay. Remedies are lifestyle changes that help balance the qualities of the ruling planet. Okay. So, for example, if you have stress, you go and meditate. Okay. If you have, if you are restless, then you do exercise. If you have ego, then you have kindness as your remedy. Honesty for Saturn energy. If you are ruled by Saturn, then you need to be honest. And there are behavioral and psychological adjustments. Basically, every remedy has to be a behavioral and a psychological adjustment. Okay. So let's see for each number. Okay. For Sun, you need to balance the ego, impatience, and dominance. If you are ruled by Sun, you will be impatient and dominant. So you need to practice humility. You need to share credit with others, leadership through kindness, right? And consistent waking and sleeping routine. You have a routine. That's the remedy. Okay. Moon. Basically, moon is your mind, right? Traits that need to be balanced are sensitivity, mood swings, and emotional overload. Okay. And what you need to do as a remedy to balance this planet is maintain emotional boundaries, journaling or calming routines. Journaling is a very important tool. It's a very simple tool and a very important tool that you can use to maintain your emotional balance. Okay. I've built a completely separate course on journaling. I think it'll be very useful to you. Please take a look at it. Number 5. Let's see number 3, right? If you're ruled by Jupiter, then strictness or over discipline and superiority, right? Be patient with others' pace, share knowledge freely, and avoid moral judgment. Okay. Number 4. If you're ruled by Rahu, then maintain a daily routine. Very important. Okay. You will be rebellious and you will be unstable. You will be confused. But if you maintain a daily routine, most of it will get cut down. Right. Do not take impulsive decisions. Keep your environment clean and practice focus exercises. Okay. Do not do anything impulsively. Number 5. Mercury or Buddha. Practice slow mindful speaking, avoid multitasking, and learn deep listening. Okay. Number 6. Venus. Avoid overspending and always focus on self-love. Avoid overspending. Ketu. Avoid isolation. That's one of the remedies for Ketu. Practice grounding exercises, walking barefoot on the grass. Right. Number 8. Saturn. Maintain discipline without self-punishment. Break tasks into small steps and cultivate patience. Mars. Channel energy into sports. Practice cooling techniques. Just start exercising if you are ruled by Mars, and you'll be a much better person. Right. So those were some important remedies for each planet. They are not solutions. They are not there because there is a problem. They are just there to balance the energy of a planet. Right. Okay. Now, we already saw 3 different core numbers. That is, one is a Mulank, then a Bhagyank, and a Namank. Mulank will tell you about the inner nature. Bhagyank will tell you about the life path, the direction of that your life is going to take. And Namank is the outer expression, how people look at you. What do they think when you look at you, right? So what it describes is basically your personality, psychology, emotions, instincts, and then you have your long-term direction is going to be given to you by Bhagyank, and Namank is public image, communication, and social identity. What other people are thinking about you, right? Now, if you want to give a reading for a person, what are the different steps involved? What should you do to give a reading to somebody, right? A professional Vedic numerology reading follows this flow. Let's see. Step 1, identify the 3 core numbers. That is the Mulank, the Bhagyank, and the Namank. That is step number 1, right? Step 2, understand each number individually. Use the planet mapping, use the character mapping, understand the characteristics of the planet and relate to the person, okay? Then you combine Mulank and Bhagyank. Let's say you have a Mulank 4 and a Bhagyank 5, right? What is the compatibility between each other? 4 is Earth, 5 is fire. They are not extremely compatible. 4 is Rahu, 5 is Mercury. They are not very compatible, right? But they are also sort of neutral, so it's okay. Add Namank. Now, you bring Namank also into the scene, right? And with that, identify whether it's a harmony or a conflict, okay? Give clear observations and remedies. If you see 4, then they need to follow a routine. If you see 5, then they need to follow communicating really well, that we saw earlier here, number 5. Learn listening and do mental grounding exercises and mindful speaking, right? Like that. How to combine Mulank and Bhagyank? If the planets are friendly, let's say Sun and Moon, right? Mulank 1 is Sun, Bhagyank 3 is Jupiter. So both are friendly planets. Strong leadership plus growth pathway. Hold on a minute, I'll just erase it. Okay. Okay, so if the planets are friendly, the person experiences internal balance. Obviously, right? If there are two things which are balanced, then there will be an internal balance. Life will always feel smoother. Purpose aligns with personality, right? So Mulank is your inner personality and Bhagyank is your purpose. So if you are somebody, if you're a warrior from inside, but if you're a teacher from outside, it doesn't go well, right? If you are a warrior from inside and from outside your life purpose is to go fight and build, be in the war, right? Then it will be very much balanced. So you are going to be in balance. So that is the whole idea of rule number 1. If planets are neutral, the person has to learn adjustment, balanced but not natural. Growth happens through effort. Just you have to put some effort into balancing your planets, right? Let's say Mulank is 3 and Bhagyank is 8. Saturn and Jupiter do the same exact thing, but they do not teach the lessons the same way, right? So Jupiter will teach you lessons in a very polite way. Saturn will teach you lessons in a very hard way, okay? So they are both neutral to each other. So they have a neutral relationship. You will be disciplined with growth, but you'll also have delays. So you have to balance Jupiter and Saturn, okay? Similarly, if the planets are non-friends, I'm saying, let's not say enemies, they are not friends, then there will always be an inner conflict. Like, let's say Sun and Saturn, right? One part is fighting authority, one part is the authority. Let's say Mulank is 1. That means you will be a natural leader. You are a leader yourself. But your Bhagyank is 8. That means you are going to fight the authority, right? So it's a Sun-Saturn conflict. Ego versus discipline tension. You have ego on one side and you are disciplined on the other end. So there will always be conflicts. So this planet compatibility chart is going to be very helpful to understand how you are going to be balanced. Are you going to be balanced or are you not going to be balanced, right? So this planet compatibility chart is very important. And if you want to know more about planet compatibility, watch my Vedic simplest Vedic astrology course, and that will give you a complete idea about planet compatibility as well. Okay. Now going back to this, the reading template, right? So you first find Mulang, you interpret Mulang, then you find Bhagyang, interpret it as life path. Okay. Then you have a Mulang plus Bhagyang interaction. That is, Mulang on one side, Bhagyang on the other side. Are they friendly? Are they not friendly? Are they neutral? You discuss that. And then you go on to say, this is your Namank interpretation. And final analysis is going to be a mix of this and this and this. Okay. And then you give some remedies. And those remedies are very simple. That is, if you have a problem with moon, then you want to be emotionally stable. So meditate and do a few things that will keep your mind balanced, right? So similarly, you can just connect the planet quality to find a remedy for it. If it is Mars, Mars is highly energetic. He's a warrior. So he has a lot of energy. You need to start exercising. You need to put that energy into proper use, right? So that's a very simple connection. So let's do some case studies now. Case study number 1. Let's say 12th March 1995 and the name is Arun. Okay. Calculate the numbers. Mulank is 1 plus 2 is 3. This is Jupiter, right? Then you have the Bhagyang. Bhagyang is 1203 1995. So it's also 3. Right? And then now both are 3. That is Mulang and the Bhagyang are both 3. So they are compatible with each other. Right? They are well balanced. So he's going to be somebody who's disciplined, wise, and it has a leadership potential. Bhagyang is a long-term purpose. So he's driven by Jupiter, meaning he's going to be into learning and teaching and law maybe and growth path, right? So law, management, teaching. He can be a good advisor also. Okay. Now, next you go on to Namank. You find the Namank, which is going to be, let's say, step 3, combined interpretation, Mulank 3, Bhagyang 3. This was done, right? Double Jupiter. And then you go on to Namank, which is going to be 5. That is socially expressive and witty. So people think when they see you, right, they think that you are socially very expressive and you're witty. So that's a really good thing. So if you're a teacher, a legal advisor, or you are into the legal profession, people will always come to you for advice, right? And finally, you will combine 3, 3 and 5 to give a complete reading for final personality. Okay. And then you can also give a remedy for Jupiter specifically, a natural leader with strong ethics, good communication skills, and a path toward education, law, or management, right? And you can give some remedies associated with that. So let's take the same date, 12th March 1995, and Arun, right? Into this 12th March 1995 03121995 and calculate the numbers, right? So you have the Mulank as 3, you have the destiny number or the Bhagyank as 3, and you have the name number as 5. How is it calculated? You can find it here. Okay. This whole thing. And how is name number calculated? You can find it here. And from here, you can also find some remedies. That is Jupiter remedies. Study, teach or mentor others. Support teachers and gurus. Right? Donate yellow foods. And wear yellow on Thursdays. Similarly, you have Jupiter remedies. Study, teach or mentor others. Support others, teachers and gurus. It's the same thing. Right? Gem suggestion is yellow sapphire or Jupiter substitutes. Okay. And then you have Mercury as the Namank. So you have some basic remedies. Strengthen communication by honest writing, speaking, study regularly. Help students or young people. Okay. That is the remedy for Mercury. Now, going into the second one, let's get the highlighter again. Second one is the emotional helper. Let's see. Date of birth is 29. So your Moolang is going to be 2 plus 9 equal to 11, which is equal to 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. 2 is moon. So you are very emotional person from inside, right? And then first let's write this as Moolang, and then Bhagyank is you have 29/7/2004. So Bhagyank is equal to 6 from here, right? So 6 is nothing but Venus. Okay. So your long-term purpose is going to be comfort, beauty, uh, luxury, and such things, right? And Namank is 12, 2, right? So people see you as what you are from inside. That is, from inside your moon, emotions, emotional stability, nurturing, and people will see you like you are from inside. That is, your Namank and your Mulank are one and the same. Okay. So, step number 3, Moon plus Venus is an emotional healer, excellent in relationships, finds joy in helping others, must avoid emotional overload because Venus is emotional, Moon is emotional. The bad thing is here, Moon is not very stable at Venus. Moon requires someone else to be stable, right? So, Moon and Venus will lead to emotional overload. So, you must always avoid emotional overload, right? So, it's a nurturing, supportive person with natural talent for counseling, design, caregiving, and harmony oriented roles. Is a Moon person who is also a Venus person in the long term. Moon is nurturing and supportive with natural talents of Venus, that's creativity, counseling, caring, healing, etc. Right? And as a remedy, you can say create emotional boundary for yourself. Okay. Grounding activities are writing and nature. Always ground yourself, right? So let's do the same thing using the app 29 July 2004 and Meena, right? So 29th July 29th July 2004, July 7, calculate Vedic numbers. Psychic number is going to be 2. This is not reduced basically. So it's going to be 2. So I'll need to reduce this to 2, right? Destiny number is going to be 6. That is Venus. So some of the remedies are Venus remedies: keep relationships clean and respectful, support artists, etc. etc. Name number is also 2, which is Moon, right? So you will have to give remedies for Moon and remedies for Venus. So this is the psychic number or the Moolang. This needs to be reduced. Okay. Now going back to case study number 3.